Hello friends, myself Sapna Rajput and I am again with you with the interesting topic presentation on burns. So let first we discuss the introduction, anatomy and physiology of the burns. So first, in that anatomy and physiology of bones, structure of skin, and everyone very well know about the structure of skin. Skin have a three main layer. The skin is the largest organ in the body and has a surface area of about 1.5 to 2 meter in adults, and it contains a gland, hair and nails. There are two main layers, epidermis and dermis. So skin have a two main layers, epidermis and dermis. Next one, functions of the skin. So skin is a very important part of our body, that is the outer layer of our body, and functions of the skin in that first one, protection, second one, regulation of the body temperature, third one, heat production, fourth one, heat loss, fifth one, formation of vitamin D, sixth one, cutaneous sensation, seventh one, absorption, and eighth one, the excretion. So functions of skin is the very most important. First one, protection, regulation of body temperature. So skin is protect the every substances from our body, heat, cold and any other harmful substances to enter in our body. So protect the skin from our body. Then second one, regulation of body temperature. So in according to seasonal changes, monsoon, summer and winter, in hot and cold, skin protect our body from the temperature. Third one, heat production, skin product the heat from excretion of the sweat, then heat loss, formation of vitamin D. So everyone is known about that the skin is absorb the vitamin D in early morning in front of sunlight we stand, so our skin is absorb the vitamin D, and vitamin D is very important for our bone. Then cutaneous sensation. Cutaneous sensation is a very important thing. Skin produces the cutaneous sensation because in skin layer cutaneous sensation so many nerves are present in our skin, and absorption and excretion, skin absorb the so many things like if in any disease condition or in any other condition we apply the any cosmetic or any topical cream on our skin, so skin tissue is absorbed that, and excretion, that means our skin tissue is excrete the waste material like a sweat. So that all things is the functions of skin, and this all things is a very important thing. Next one, we discuss the definition. A burns occur when there is an injury to the tissue of the body caused by heat, chemicals, electric current or radiation, given by the Lewis. So burns occur when there is injury to the tissue of the body caused by heat, chemicals and electric current or radiation. So heat, chemicals, electric current or radiation are the source of the burns in our skin. Next one, causes of burns and risk factors. So in that causes, first one, which are the causes responsible for the burns? So in that four main causes. First one, rise in skin temperature. Second one, tissue injury. Third one, lightning strikes. And fourth one, inhalation of the noxious gases. So these four are the main causes for the burns. Rise skin temperature. If very hot temperature or very high temperature is damage our skin tissue and burns the skin. Tissue injury is a another thing to burns the our skin. Lightning strikes, so many harmful lightnings are burns the our skin, and inhalation of the noxious gases that also burns our skin tissues. And second one, risk factors. So in that, which are the risk factor for responsible for the burns injuries? So in that first one, stress, carelessness, smoking in bed, then excess alcohol consumption, job involving exposure to the heat or radiation, faulty wearing and hot water heaters. So in that, stress is also risk factors of burns. If any person in the stress, so they are not able to take care of herself or himself, so that's why stress is a one type of risk factor. Then carelessness, so many people are very carelessness for ourself, for that self and also her child self, so that is the one important thing. Then next one, smoking in bed. So many people have a bad habit like smoking in bed, so that is also risk factor. Excess alcohol consumption, so those people who are excess the consumption of alcohol, that people are also have a risk factor for the burns. Then job involving exposure to the heat or radiation, that means occupational burns and faulty wearing. That means we are not wear the any protection or any that types of clothes, so that is also risk factor. And last one, hot water heaters. So heaters is also one type of risk factor for the burns. Continue that topic. Next one, burns by the age. So in that first one, a in that birth to fourth years, scaled household chemicals, household electricals, and residential fire. So in that till the fourth year burns, in that mainly involve the pediatric, those who are the under the fourth year, scalds, hot foods, liquid or grace. Then household chemicals like ingestion and topical any chemicals. Then household electricals, then biting electricals and residential fire. That all things involved in the causes of burns in under the fourth year. The next one, 5 to 14 years, in that residential fires, risky behaviors like sitting in fires and fireworks. Then C, in that 15 to 24 years, automobile related and work related. In D, 25 to 64-year age, in that work related, so many chances related to burns. And last one, E, in that more than 65 years, that means here talk about the geriatric person, scalds, smoking and cooking accidents. So most of chances in the burns injury in that pediatrics and geriatric. In pediatrics, so many pediatrics have a scaled like a hot foods and liquid. They are ingest the hot food and liquids and they burns the our oral tissues. And in geriatric person, most than same reasons scalds, because they are also a very low immune system, and that people's tissue is very less improving compared than the youngster. So that is also one type of thing. The next one, we discuss the type of burn injury. In that, thermal burns, chemical burns, smoke and inhalation burns, then carbon monoxide poisoning, inhalation injury above the glottitis, inhalation injury below the glottitis, electrical burns, and cold and thermal injury. So these all are the types of burn injury. In that, main are thermal burns and chemicals burns are more causes of the burns, and smoking and inhalation injury and carbon monoxide poisoning, that are also uh, important things related to a burns. And inhalation injury above the glottitis, inhalation injury below the glottitis, electrical burns, and cold thermal injury. Next one, we discuss the classification of burns. So here 5 type of main classification: depth of burn, extent of burns calculated in percent of the total body surface area, then location of burn, then patient risk factor and mechanism of injury. So here burns are divided in 5 classification. First of depth of burns, that means how many part is injured under the burns, how many layer are affected under the burns. Second one, extent of burns calculated in percentage of total body surface area, that means how many part of our body are burns under the burns injury. Example like upper extremities, lower extremities, upper trunk, lower trunk. So that is the area of our body surface. Third one, location of birth. So in that, which location, which part is affected in our body, like right, left, upper, lower, lateral, superficial, that is the location of burns. Then fourth one, patient risk factor, that means risk factor of the patient involved in the burns injury. And last one, mechanism of injury, that means which causes or risk factor are responsible for that burns injury. The next one, we discuss the clinical manifestation, that means sign and symptoms according to systematic So in that first one, we discussed the cardiovascular system in that increased pulse rate, decreased blood pressure and dysrhythmias. So burns affect on our cardiovascular system that increase the pulse rate, decrease the blood pressure and dysrhythmias. That means our pulse rate, heart rate, that is the not rhythmic wise, that is irregular. Second one, renal system. In that urinary system, reduce the urine output. So under the burns, if our renal system are affected, so our urinary output that is affected. The next one, gastrointestinal system. In that diarrhea, paralytic ileus and culling ulcer, stress ulcer. So in that, if under the burns our gastrointestinal system are affected, so we can see very easily a diarrhea and ulcers. The next one, respiratory system. So under the burns, how many affect our respiratory system and which type of sign and symptoms show in the respiratory system? So in that first one, hoarseness, voice change, dry cough, steroids to sutiputum, blood sputum, then labored breathing or trachypnea and other signs, reduce the oxygen level, erythemias and blistering of the oral or pharyngeal mucosa, wheeze, crackles of rhonchi, productive cough, sign of hypoxemia, spasm or bronchi and bronchials. So respiratory system is more affected compared than the another part of our body and compared than another system of our body under the burns. The next one, endocrine system. So endocrine system increase the blood glucose level in our body under the burns injury. The neurological system, in that disorientation, withdrawal, delirium, hallucination, nightmares, stress, cerebral edema, electrolyte imbalances, sepsis, ICU psychosis syndrome. So under the burns, neurological system are affected. So that is the so many signs and symptoms we are able to see in that, like a disorientation, withdrawal, delirium, hallucination is the most important, ICU psychosis syndrome. So that all are main normal things basically we can able to see in the patient under the burns. Then next one, dermatological system means related to our sins. So erythema and blisters, we can easily able to see erythema and blisters on our skin. And blister, that means a pus formation, bumps we can show in on our skin. The next one, hematological system, in that anemia and thrombocytopenia. So in under the burns, our hematological system are affected. So we can see able to anemia and thrombocytopenia. The next one, diagnostic evaluation for the burns injury. So in that first one, history collection, physical examination, full blood count, packed cell volume, urea electrolyte concentrate, clotting screen and blood group. So in that diagnostic evaluation, whenever any person are affected in the burns, so that time we first collect the history collection and physical examination. If we are perform the physical examination, so we are able to identify it easily which type of like we discuss the classifications. So in that history collection and physical examination, we able to classify that burns, like a depth of burns, then a location of burns, how many total percentage of body surface are affected in the burns, which are the mechanism, risk factors under the burns. So that also we identified in the history collection and physical examination. Then full blood count, packed cell volume, urea electrolyte concentrate, clotting screen and blood group. The next one, in that continuous of diagnostic evaluation, cross-match serum, 12-lead electrocardiography, cardiac enzymes, chest X-ray, arterial blood gas analysis, biopsy and thermography. So thermography and biopsy is a very common in the burns patient, and chest X-ray and arterial blood group gas analysis, that is we can perform if our respiratory system are more damaged under the burns. Then cardiac enzymes and 10-lead electrocardiography and cross-match serum, that is also we are identified or test in the under the burns if our cardiovascular systems are affected. The next one, management. So management is the most important things in the burns patient. So here we see the two types of management, medical management and nursing management. So first we discuss the medical management. In that medical management, their phase of the treatments occur in the care of the severely burned patient. In that, three emergent phase, that means resuscitative phase, acute phase, and rehabilitative phase. So emergent phase, that means emergency phase whenever patient under the burns. Then acute phase, that means the primary phase whenever we provide the emergency management and patient feel comfort or feel something like relief. That after that phase is acute phase, and after some time patient feel 50% or more than that comfort, that phase is a rehabilitative phase. Next one, wound care. Wound care is a very important things in burn patient. So objective of the burns wound care. So in that, to prevent infection, to aid the development of granulation, to promote the reepithelialization, then to prepare the wound of for grafting, to reduce the scarring, to prevent the contracture, then to provide comfort to the patient, to use the appropriate psychoeducational technique, analgesics or anesthesia which are necessary for the entire recovery period. So objective for the wound care in the burns patient, to prevent the infection, that is the most important things, because under the burns injury patient so many part are openly under the burns. So for the bacteria or viruses enter in our body, so prevent infection for the wound care are very primary things. Then development of granulations, that means granulation development, uh, and after that cell and tissue are recovered. Then promote reepithelialization, that means we promote the epithelial tissue are uh, occur the second time. Then they prepare the wound for grafting, means we prepare the skin for the grafting. Then reduce scarring, that means patient feel comfort and not feel more scared. Then prevent the contracture, then provide comfort to the patient. And last one, to use the appropriate educational techniques like analgesic or anesthesia. Analgesic and anesthesia we provide to the patient for the relief the pain, and anesthesia analgesic for relieving the pain, and anesthesia is most important thing. Those patients who are under the burns more affected, we provide the anesthesia for the relieving or reduce the sensation of the pain. The next one, nursing management. Nursing management is most important things. So in that we discuss the first assessment. So obtain a through history including causative agent, hot water, chemical, gasoline, flame, tar, radiation, etc., duration of exposure, then circumstances of injury including whether in closed or open space, accidental or intentional or self-inflicted, then age, then initial treatment including first aid, pre-hospital emergency care, then pre-existing medical problems, then current medications, concomitant injury, evidence of inhalation injury, allergies, tetanus immunization status, height and weight. Perform ongoing assessment of the hemodynamic and respiratory status, condition of wound, and sign of infection. So first we assess the patient in like causative agent, which are the causative agent responsible for the burns, then duration of exposure, then circumstances of injury including whether of closed or open space, accidental or intentional or self-inflicted, then age, that all are things is very important. So first as a nurse we assess that all things. The next one, we prepare the diagnosis in that impaired gas exchange related to inhalation injury, ineffective breathing pattern related to a circumstantial chest burns, upper airway obstruction or ARDS. Then decreased cardiac output related to a fluid shifts and hypovolemic shock. The next one, ineffective tissue perfusion, peripheral related to edema and circumstantial burns, risk for excess fluid volume related to a fluid resuscitation and subsequent mobilization 3 to 5 days post burns, impaired skin integrity related to burns injury and surgical intervention, impaired urinary elimination related to inhaling catheter, then risk for infection related to a loss of skin barrier and altered immune responses. Diagnosis is always prepared according to assessment. In assessment, we observe the patient's condition, how many body part are affected under the burns, then how it's a severe, how many percentage, how which locations. So these all things we observe in the assessment, and according to assessments we prepare the diagnosis. Like patient have a which produce the which type of difficulty, and that difficulty is produced because of what. So that type of things we prepare in the diagnosis. And in burns patient, this all diagnosis is very important thing. Then continue in diagnosis: ineffective thermoregulation related to loss of skin, then microcirculatory regulation and thalamic response, impaired physical mobility related to edema, pain, skin and joint contractures, then impaired nutrition, less than body requirement related to hypermetabolic response to the burns injury, risk for injury related to decreased gastric mobility and stress response, acute pain related to injured nerves in the burn wound and skin tightness, then ineffective coping related to fear, anxiety and disturbed body image related to a cosmetic and functional sequel of the burns wound. So these all diagnoses is included in the burns patient, and according to this diagnosis we provide the management to the patient. So we implement so many things like according to a diagnosis. Like if patient in fluid volume very low, so we provide the more fluid volume to the patient. Then if patient having a more pain, so we provide the analgesics. If burns, so we provide the dressing. Then if impaired urinary elimination related to invalid catheters, so we check the everyday input and output. We check the position of catheter in the patients, and we change if any abnormality is there, so we change that catheter right time. Then risk for infection related to loss of skin barrier and altered immune response, so we provide that type of management to the patient. We provide the comfort zone to the patient, and we provide healthy environment to the patient. That all things is very important for the burns patient. Thank you.